Anyways, chocolate. We're just gonna eat chocolate again, like on the previous video. This time, my wife will have total control of the chocolate.
We're gonna try just a great value, a cheaper chocolate, just because it's a little bit more price savvy. But it is a salted toffee milk chocolate for the milk chocolate connoisseur.
Hey, you didn't do the.
Yeah, what was I forgot? That?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, maybe for the thumbnail. Do it again. Like. Anyways. Yeah, last time we tried the Tony's Chocolonely, which had
milk chocolate,
pretzel and toffee.
And this just has salted toffee.
Yeah. Like I mentioned, Tony's line they have quite a few, so we eventually gonna
try another one. We just have to go back to the store.
Yeah. And we have like 2 or 3 more different bars to try. We're going to talk about other stuff, but we want to get the chocolate out of the way.
Because I've been dying for chocolate for a while.
And we just had dinner. We had something sweet. We had a rough day.
And this one, you definitely have a crunchy toffee. Definitely taste the chocolate. The toffee and the salt. Yeah, this is like my chocolate salt.
Not even close. I'm sorry, Walmart.
Hey, I'm good with it.
It will do it. It will do in a pinch, but nothing like good quality chocolate.
That's horrible.
No offense. I mean, it's good for the price. For the price, it's good. You know. Yeah. This size, if you were to buy the same size as far as the amount, if you're comparing the weight ratio, you'll be paying probably about twice for a better brand. So for the price you get for this, it's not bad. Not bad.
For something different than just a...
Yeah.
I really like it. But then, like I said, as long as it's chocolate, I really like it.
Yeah. Like I said, for the price, you can't beat. But if you have the extra cash, we usually don't have the extra cash.
We splurged. So, it was Mother's Day, so we splurged.
Yeah. So it's just like the storm that we had early this morning cracks me up because a lot of people think that we have a tractor. We don't have a tractor.
That's if you're the forklift and
we don't have 4-wheelers. We don't have any power equipment. We have cars, the vehicles that we drive, and the trailers. That's it. Everything else, we do it by brute strength. So, going back to the storm, somebody was talking about, just get a tractor and pull or push or hook it up to the 4-wheeler and drag it or whatever. It's like, ideally, it sounds great, but we don't have. And I think my dog just bumped into the camera. Apologies for that. And we just don't have a tractor. We almost bought one back in 2018, the summer of 2018, Wendy and I were like serious shopping for tractors, and we settled down for a Kubota. I don't remember the models. It was a Kubota model comparable to the John Deere. I think it was 5550. It was a pretty good sized tractor for the size of our farm, but I wanted something fairly good size because we have a creek that runs underneath our driveway. And if I needed to get in there and work on that creek, I wanted to make sure that it had big enough wheels, enough power to get in there and out. And we have some big trees that we're dealing with, and I wanted to make sure that we had something big enough to either move or push. But that was the year that Wendy became, she crashed at work, not literally crash. She just.
I passed out at work and was, they're going to call the ambulance. I was like, no, I'll be okay. I had them call him. He came and picked me up. Still wasn't feeling the best. We ran over to the emergency room. They said some stuff. They sent me to, they went ahead and gave me some meds, sent me home, said follow up with the doctor on Monday, which is funny because we were going to sign the papers for the tractor on Monday, and this happened, I think, either Friday or Saturday, that I was at work and didn't feel right. And next thing I know is one of the guys was like, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, why? And I was out of it, evidently. So, but I do find this funny. That Monday I went to the doctor, and I ended up passing out there too. And my blood pressure was 210 over 110. So they sent me to the ER. So on my doctor's report, it says reason for visit, ER visit, action taken, sent to ER. So
Yeah.
I find that a little bit funny, a little bit of a haha.
So she went to her PCP, and within a matter of minutes, she was actually transported by ambulance to the ER because they were very concerned about her blood pressure being too high. But that was 2018. In 2019, Mayo Clinic, and the rest is history, if you will. Anyways, going back to the chocolate, like I said, if you compare this size bar to any of the other more expensive brands, if you're in a pinch, that will do. It's not bad, but I will try to save for the other ones.
Yeah.
It's
like I said, I like all kinds of chocolate. Like I said, I can.
Yeah. You can feel the saltiness and the texture of the toffee, and that is good. But the chocolate part, that's all right.
Our backdrop.
Our backdrop. That's another funny thing. Well, sorry. Going back to the backdrop, and hopefully, I love my mother-in-law. I love you, Mom. Hopefully, she won't call you. We had to stop twice. The backdrop. One of the guys I work with, he was asking me if we're making the videos at a local gaming store that we have here, Green Door Collectibles, and which awesome door here in Knoxville, Arkansas. So he thought we're doing the videos there because of all the games. No, this is our quote unquote dining room, so to speak. So this is our dining room table. And this is the wall in the dining room. So this is our house. My favorite place. I can play or I can just stare at some of the games.
So basically, if you're sitting at the dining room table and you're eating, and you don't need to be on your phone if you're eating because you're supposed to be socializing, but if you get bored and need to stare at something, you can stare and read behind you.
Yeah. I think we're off topic. Oh gosh, here we go again.
We are again?
Yeah, this is gonna be another hour. Going back to backdropping. So this is our house. This is our dining room. We play games, and we can. Every year, thousands of games come out, which is a lot of people are oblivious to that. That's not, I hope that's not.
I would have never known there was that.
I hope that's not an insulting word. But yeah, every year thousands of games come out, and I like games. I bought some because I've enjoyed what they are, the mechanisms within the games, and other ones I have purchased because of the art. And then I also tend to like the game. Where there's a game Scythe, it's way over there. When I bought it, I had no idea what the game was about. But when I saw the art on the box and within the game itself, because that was actually before the AI. Now, some game companies are using the AI to create some of the art. Not all of them. Before the AI, it was actually an actual artist, designs the box, designs. I'm just pulling one at random. Some artists. This is Betrayal of House on Haunted Hill. Some artists designed this, and some of the art within the game. Night Cage, another great game. Some artists designed that. I love that art right there. So
there's a lot of neat games, and there's so many different mechanisms.
Mysterium. When I saw this box, I had to have it because I love the game, but because I love the art, and then I ended up really liking the game. But anyways, we can go on and on as far as
you just pulled out every box that has such a dark demeanor. You need to pull one out that's
a happy tone one,
like a happy tone one, like something. I mean, we do have happy tone ones, I promise you. Like this one's King of Tokyo. This one's Rhino Hero. We did Heat. We have the heroes here. He's got a smiley face.
How's that? Is that cute enough? Anyways, we're awful. We're rambling, but like I was saying, just be mindful of other people. Now, if you're a person that you cannot stay away from cell phone, then state so. Whenever you're invited to house. Anyways, so we had a storm that came through, and about 4:30 this morning. It was early. I was getting alarms on my phone from the Weather Channel website and the weather forecast, not the Weather Channel. And it hit us harder than I thought. So
yeah.
Now, luckily for us, we only lost 2 hens. As far as we know, everything else is accounted for.
And we know all horses are accounted for. We know all goats are accounted for. We know our 2 little piggies, our 2 kitties. We know our 4 dogs. They are accounted for.
The ducks are here.
Yes, the ducks are here. All our family is here. We've checked on friends. Like I said, we're still waiting to check on neighbors, but through the grapevine, we're hearing everyone's okay. There's just a lot of property damage. Like I said, the hens, we were taking count. But like I said, by the time we got done checking fences and checking critters, the chickens are already scurrying around looking for bugs and stuff. So we were trying to find out, and we came across 2 of them that had not made it. They have a coop to go into. We don't know if these 2 chickens went with the other rooster that was on the outside and took shelter in maybe a tree or something. And winds were brutal last night. We had, a tree that it did not take our fence down. It took our fence up.
Well, the
tree went down and the fence went up.
Yeah. So
stay tuned for that picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a an intro video to the rest of the videos that we took throughout the day today, and photos. A very large pine tree uprooted, and it was adjacent to the fence line, so that the root section of it that uprooted, it pulled the fence up, and some T-posts with it, and the tree part falls on the rest of the fence. So it lifted the fence on one side, and then just crashed the fence on the other side. That was one of the sections on the front south, and then on the back section,
again, south.
On the back section, also on the south, we had another tree that uprooted. Now that one was a white oak. We had a cedar tree that it is almost uprooted, but it's leaning on another cedar tree. So that would be fun to. I'm gonna be a little sarcastic. That's gonna be fun to tackle. We have another white oak that one did not uproot. That just broke at the bottom, at the very base, just snapped. and that's a big oak, water oak, not white oak tree.
So our morning has been eventful. So
in front of the house, we have 2 maple trees, and those are large limbs that fell, not the whole tree. But when you look at the photos or the videos, you're like, oh, that looks like trees. Well, there's actually part of the tree.
mm-hmm.
And the driveway on the north side of the driveway. Now, when we call the driveway, it's not a from where we park the vehicles next close to the house to the end of the road, the paved road. It's about 900 feet. Mm-hmm. So when I say the driveway, it's a long driveway. Not only that, but we have it's almost like a small pasture there. So on that section there, that's the section that's adjacent to the cow pasture. So we have some large trees that fell, and some of the neighbors' fence came down. So that was one of the first things we did, to take care of that.
Just to make sure his cows didn't get out, because like I said,
our animals would not go that way.
Yeah, because we have other fences, so they don't go out on the driveway. Right. So we wanted to make sure that, depending on what storms, because the neighbors have property, we have our neighbor's property, and then her children have other properties. So we didn't want to. We're pretty sure they were out, and they got a lot of pasture land, so they were in different sections and stuff. And it's a good thing we did do the fence, because, like I said, her son is dealing with his house being cut in half with a tree, a large tree. So like I said, we were just mending that fence up to make it easier. Yeah. So
it's a good thing that we did that, because we did not know
at that time. Yeah.
At that time, when we were fixing their fence, that they were dealing with the tree that fell across their house. So throughout the videos, so Wendy recorded a video on her own, and I'm on her phone this morning, and I'm trying to figure out all these videos that I've done. I've recorded them and edited them on my phone. So I'm gonna see if I can transfer that file to my phone and maybe put a small section of it within this video, if I can. And you'll realize why Wendy doesn't do the videos as far as walking and talking at the same time. She can't. She runs out of breath so quickly. And it's not that she's a lazy bum. That has nothing to do with it. I mean, she was a great athlete. She used to run cross country in high school, and then Rice State University in Ohio.
5Ks, 10Ks. I was training for a half marathon when I got sick.
But because of her illness, she runs out of breath very quickly, and it was so painful to watch and listen, because I felt she was going to be passing out anytime.
I even told him, I was like, I need to watch this, because I'm not even sure if at times that makes sense, because I knew something was wrong, but I was trying to make the video so I could explain.
Yeah. So that's a reason why she doesn't do the videos.
So, but I did do camera action for him some today. So
throughout the day, I was, it goes without saying, I have plenty of wood to cut with a chainsaw, and I was getting wore out. And Wendy, she started, moving limbs as I'm cutting. She's moving limbs, and I did not want her to push too hard. But she was just being stubborn, and she wanted to do something. And I'm like, here's my phone, record something or take photos or whatever, just to keep her busy. Now I'm saying that. But when we were in the middle of it, I didn't want to say what I'm saying now. I just didn't want her. She is slowly getting better from her flare up, and I don't want to go back there. I sure don't. So
that we never know if I'm stealing tomorrow's energy or not. Yeah. I don't know where that line is of, okay, I can go a little bit farther and be okay tomorrow, or I'll go this far and then tomorrow I won't be able to get out of bed. So sometimes I don't know what I'm doing and pushing, and
And we had a full day yesterday because yesterday we went to Oklahoma, went to a horse sale.
Yeah, it's a little over an hour away. We wanted to go. We've never been there before, and
yeah, it sounds like we travel like
this is
it's just about an hour and 10 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, this is the farthest we've gone for a sale. Me and him to go just see what else is out there. See the different sales, because you think, oh, every auction's the same, but I mean they're actually,
the format is very similar.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but you have a different. I mean, we got there and it was hilarious because we're like, where do we park? And we're like, okay, we'll park here. Well, this sign says use other door. I'm thinking use other door, like at the end of the building. He's like, no,
it meant it had two doors. One of the doors had a sign saying use other door. Wendy thought it meant use the other door
at the end
around the corner at the end of the building.
But you didn't know we didn't even know where the auction actually was. We literally walked all the way from down.
The place is so big, we started zigzagging through the corrals and the panels. It's all like semi-indoors, if you will.
I'm literally going, do you hear them going the... I'm like, I don't even hear the... We're like, it's got to be somewhere. We're like, okay, we found the horses. Right?
And then we finally found the auction place, but we were where the animals come in.
Yeah, we weren't even on the right side.
We're on the back side. So
what's funny is we did drive around it. We did drive right in front of it.
But the place, it is called
Fort Smith Horse and Mule.
Yeah. So it's in Oklahoma, just on the other side of the border. But good seating, well lit, clean place.
Very big. Like I said, I'd never been there. They do online auction stuff, so we were like, let's go ahead and drive down there and take a look. And like I said, every auction has different stuff.
It was my idea.
Kind of. I'm the one who told him about it, so I get some credit.
But anyways, between 1 and 3 they do horse tack. Between 3 and 5 they do trailers. And then at 5:30 they start with the horses. Mm-hmm. But yesterday they were doing horse tack until like 5:30. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they had any trailers or not. We got there. We just wanted to see what the type of horses that we're bringing and the price that we're going for. And they had so much horse tack there.
I was
when we got there.
Yeah, I was kind of excited because we actually ended up getting there sooner than we thought. So we thought for sure the tack would be over.
Yeah.
And then I'm hearing it, and I'm like, we need to hurry up and get in there. They're selling something. So, and we went around, and they still had tack on. And we got there early because, like I said, we'd never been there before, so we didn't know for sure how long we'd drive. And then, you stop to get gas and grab something to eat and stuff. So, yeah, it was just something else to try and see. And, we don't run around and do a lot of stuff. We don't take vacations. We don't.
No, with the animal. Well, with the animals, it's kind of difficult for one, to leave to go on vacation. Well, but number two, I and Wendy enjoy being here with the animals.
Well, we had a family vacation planned, and
yeah, if you watch the other videos, you know who ruined the family vacation.
There's only an emergency room visit.
It was her idea.
I was pushing for this trip. Family, I was like, let's go. Family, we're going to take family. We're going to go visit family. Let's get this done. I wanted my mama, who's in her 70s, to see my grandma, who's in her 90s. And I was like, I want my daughter to go. I want my son. I want my grandbaby. I want their significant others to go.
She wanted everybody to go.
I was like, I want our big, happy family to go up there. Visit
but if you watch our other video, I'm just going to cut her off. If you watch our video, you know what happened. Mm-hmm. So we're going to move on because our last video was over 55 minutes long.
You did a beautiful job at cutting it down.
And it took me forever to cut it down to 29 minutes. And if you watch a couple of sections, I cut Wendy a couple of times.
So guess what?
Wait a minute.
So you just need to watch other videos so we don't have to go forever.
So anyhow, we just wanted to get here and get silly, explain the backdrop to begin with, because You know,
We got people ask, so
yeah. This is our house. We enjoy family time. As far as the gaming part, you can have the best game in the world, or the funnest, or more fun, whatever. The most funnest game ever. But if you play with the wrong people, it's gonna ruin that experience. Now you can have a very suckish game, but you play with the right crowd, you can have a great time. So we enjoy, one of my favorite things to do is actually doing nothing with my family. Like, allow me to explain. We sit outside, we'll have a campfire, and we do nothing. We just
sometimes share stories of things we've done in the past.
Yeah, share stories, or just make fun of each other. Just hang out. That is my favorite things to do with my family. And then it comes, I enjoy cooking for my family. I enjoy cooking, and the gaming. The gaming, it's almost like an excuse to sit around the table.
And everybody who eats his cooking, I promise you, they love his cooking. And you can definitely ask my children. You can definitely ask their significant others. And it's not just my opinion on this. You can ask my mother. So
I don't brag about many things, but hey, I can make a meal out of just about it.
Yeah, I still can't figure that out. I go in the kitchen, I'm like, oh gosh, we're gonna starve. I don't know what we're gonna do. He goes, okay, we've got bread and we've got rice. I got a meal. I gotcha. I'm like, okay. I don't know how you're doing that.
And bam.
Seriously?
Just like the movie 6 Days, 7 Nights, when she says something in regards to
can't you go in the woods and make
aren't you one of those guys?
What guys?
One of those guys. You give them a pocket knife and a Q-tip and send them to the woods, and they'd be like a shopping mall. You're not one of those guys? Well, I'm one of those guys that you can put in the kitchen with a handful of ingredients. Bam. Anyways, we're gonna get out of here because we're being silly, and we're always silly. This is us, not just for the videos.
Yeah, this is serious.
Yeah, this is us. We're gonna get out of here. We're gonna follow this clip with other clips that we took throughout the day, and maybe some photos of the damage. Like I said, we have stuff in front of the house. We have stuff all the way around, and like I said, the only thing damaged that actually hurt was the 2 hens that we lost. Those are the first animals that I feed in the morning before going to work, and so it's kind of, I don't want to say I was emotionally attached to them, but in a way I am. But anyways, they have names. They all have names, just like, So
probably do more shorts, more clips, more pictures. Just friends, family, stay tuned. Some of our friends, some of our family. If we try to make sure we share, that's the whole reason we started the YouTube channel. Actually, I made him start it because we discussed it, and he's got family overseas that are quite far, that it's hard for us to visit. Like I
Wendy
said,
can't fly because of her condition.
So we wanted to like visit family, but have family come and visit. And then I've got friends who throughout the years, that they've moved away or family's taken them and stuff. And, I miss my friends. I miss my family. And this is just one way to kind of be a part of that. And, especially when some of my friends and some of my family see some of the stuff, they're like, oh, like I remember that and stuff. And especially a lot of my friends who've known me for, over 20 years, when I talk about our horse Argento and Rocky and Bugsy and they all know them. So like it is, you kind of like to keep tabs on them, a little bit of something.
She brought up the horse Bugsy, and see, this is us. Like when you're talking to us, this is us. We could be talking about something, and then we'll branch out. We branch out. I was not that way. I promise you. She turned me into this. So
Everybody who knows me knows I can't keep a straight line of a story.
2 years ago, we had a storm. Some trees came down. One of them was a big white oak tree and impaled one of our horses. Now,
impaled one horse and trapped the other 4.
Yeah, and trapped the other 4 horses. But we're going to talk about the impalement first. There was a 5-inch around diameter limb that punched through his. We're going to talk cars. It's going to be the rear passenger side on the back.
Yep.
Yeah, and it went through, and he was able to snap it off.
Mm-hmm.
We saw it. We thought it was just like a deep cut.
Yeah.
But he looked like a big lump. So when he contacted one of her friend used to work at with a vet, and the vet. This was on a Sunday, and we're so grateful for her
it
friend.
Was a horrible storm. I mean, vets were out. I told my friend, I was like, I don't think any vets are going to be available. And her vet, I mean, he does do equines, but at the same time, it's a Sunday. There's storms. There's other animals to take care of. As it was just the fact that she sent a picture to him, and he immediately said, "Tell her meet me at the office." And we loaded him up, and we got him there. And he thankfully went in and found that. So, and I've seen and heard horror stories about people who later on their horse ended up having a stick removed that literally was like impaled in their shoulders and stuff. And that stuff you can't find on x-rays. The wood sometimes will mask itself within the body. So the fact that this vet did that, and he found that and got
he
that.
sedated the horse and stuck its arm in it.
Yeah, he had his hand up to his elbow, and I mean, I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah, and pulled up a big piece of it.
Yeah, we've got pictures and stuff. So
yeah, I might take a photo of it later and put it in there. Put it here.
Here?
No, here.
Oh, here. Okay.
So, and I have no idea where I was going with this.
We were talking about him being impaled and how the vet took care of it.
The section on the back, it missed where the hip bone meets the spine. It was like right. It was so close. It missed the spine. It missed the hip. It was all flesh wound.
It wasn't on such a big horse, because Big Bubba Bugsy, he is a 16'2" stout boy. I mean, he's
thick.
He's got to have some kind of draft cross in him. He's got big, thick legs. I mean, he's the type of horse that's just. He makes you feel tiny when you're riding him.
If it would happen to one of the other horses,
yeah.
Even my horse Argento, he's tall, but he's not thick. Like
he's not width wise.
Right.
Yeah.
So if it would happen to him, he would have been done, or any of the other horses.
Yeah.
But and now he does have like a little divot on his back, but he is, he healed. He healed just fine.
He's still, you open up that gate and he's running for the green grass as fast as he can.
Yeah.
So
we still ride him and everything. So anyways, I thought we were about to cut.
So so we were just letting you know about the storms, and that's what we've dealt with so far. And you pretty much know what we've done all weekend.
Yeah, and we're gonna follow this clip with other videos and photos and family, friends. If you have any suggestions, you want to know anything about what we do here with the animals or whatever, or the games, just let us know. Peace. We're still saying.
Again?
Yeah, that's twice. That's twice.
That's twice.